Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Farmland Flats. Yeah, since the last one, I've been putting a little bit more work in on various little bits of small detailing. Not put anything extra in terms of proper structure here. We still have significant housing demand, and we're getting commercial demand. So, quite apart from the lovely little park area here that has sprung up, let's get on and look at satisfying some citizens. So what we've got, after last time, like I say, Penny Pie Park is now in. The real park doesn't have anything like this inside it, but if you don't, nobody uses them. Yeah, how many people can walk around it? It's only a little park. I've also had a go at breaking up some of this just bland concrete. The real area that I'm sort of basing this on, yeah, there's some scrubland around the back. This sort of traffic island doesn't really exist. It sort of just spurs off in there, but I've done it that way anyway. Over here, again, just a few decals just to break up some of the concrete. Here, a little bit more, put a few signs in, yada yada yada. Right, so what are we doing today about this demand? Well, as I say, this area here I'm going to leave fairly empty. This road is going to start curving around, and then we're going to fill in this bit here. So, without further ado, let me grapple with a road and turn my guidelines and everything back on, and we're just going to bring that round like that. That is going to get more things put against it, but meantime, we're going to have a little housing estate back here. Now, the one I'm thinking of here, it's going to be a single entrance road, and sort of come in, curve around a little bit. So let's have a little think. We come out like so, and do a bit of a curve that way. Yeah, turn the road guidelines off again. It's one of those things. I'll put that there. Let's put a little bit more. There, another little curve bit. And a bit more straight out to there. And we'll stick a pathway to link that in there. And this area here is going to get housing added to it as well. And what I'm going to do actually here is adjust the depth of the zoning a little bit. Do that. Basically I want to be able to make sure I can put some big houses down here still. And then this bit here is going to spur off this way, again straight over there like that. And then we're going to put a bit down there. And a bit down the end there. We can have some slightly smaller houses there, I suppose. Again, we need a bit of water. Now this, the other reason they're doing this, obviously, is I'm going to start using using the new junction I've put in. Which would be quite nice. Go over there like that, and come down there. Ding 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 ding, down here and there. Power will bridge in. I don't really have a problem with the idea that power is going to bridge in. I do need to put a suitable zone in. I've discovered also something that might be of use to people. Why I was getting things disappearing. Essentially what happens is I go in here, I come into here and I say I want this UK British theme. Brilliant, and I go in and make some changes, but when I reload the game it resets that. So yeah, not amazing. So what I've done is I've just created my own little themes, which I can do this with, and put in what I wanted in there. So let's just, well, actually, to be honest, there are certain bits I'm not going to zone because I don't want too many tiny little houses popping in. Like so, like that, that. Although, mind you, actually, if there are any little 2-by-whatever houses in the detached bracket, why not? All of over here. This bit a little bit deeper as well, and then we'll just come up here like that, like that. And while I'm at it, and all of this area here can be detached housing as well. This side I'm going to do something a little bit different with. We have various needs within the city that are not currently being fulfilled. One of which is death care. In terms of, elder care, not death care. So what I'm actually going to do is bring a small road off here. It is going to be a small road. And then we're going to come into this healthcare, and I want the elder care centre. Can't fit it that side. I can fit it over here. What I'm actually going to do though is do that. Again, just because slight angle, it just looks nice. Do that, and then this obviously is going to need liquefying as well. So we shall do that. Do that. And then because we can, car park for people visiting, and I'm going to set up some fencing around it. Let's have a think. Let's go back to the. Let's use the standard suburban fence. I don't use that one very often. What I'm going to do is basically just peg in an area of ground around the place and say this. All of this is part of this elder care facility. There we are. There's nice little gardens at the back. Let's go in here and put a few pathways in. Why not? Nobody's going to use them, obviously, because they're in the back of a healthcare centre. They don't go anywhere. What I'm going to do, however, is just put a few little paths in. Don't really have to go anywhere. That'll do. And yeah, like that. There we go. Trees. Let's have a few trees knocking about here. Give a little bit of privacy from the school. This little area here, a nice little planted area. And then bench. Let's have some of these. Let's come in here. This is where make it a nice little place that some of our more elderly residents might enjoy. Make sure I get the seats the right way around. Yeah. Any gazebos? No. Stand. Anything I could put in here? Ice cream stand doesn't seem terribly appropriate. Right, so that's an elder care centre. We have this area over here which has not started to grow in yet. And then the area I'm looking at, this bit here, can have a couple of houses fitted to it. Okay, I'll do it that way. Like that, and then like that. And this bit here can have some houses added as well. Now this is going to be another little estate area here, coming into this bit. So again, I'm going to use a little bit more fencing. I'm going to stick with the same fence. And I'm just going to come around here. Like that. I might leave the end open because I might wish to put some other bits and pieces in here. Yeah. So this area here is going to be another little estate, which is more of this road. Put those on. This don't accept road guidelines, which I don't like. And then this one's going to come off up here. This is going to be a little bit more sort of and a little bit more regular, shall we say. Let's come up here like this. This'll do. And again, this here is really just about giving me a bit more space for people. Oh yeah, zoning back to where it should be. Prioritise newer roads. Basically means I can do that. See, that overtakes that, but I'd rather. Prioritise older roads. Delete, delete. And then come back and put that in. Yeah, what I want it to do is, there we are, give the zoning to the high street. See, there we are, we're starting to zone in a bit now. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a little bit of commercial down here, I think. I might need to put that maybe a little bit over here. I might need to put it into more specialised areas. Without thinking about it, yeah, that's probably the way to go, rather than doing it all here. So, let's zone all of this in here, like so, and like that. And we'll see what grows in, frankly. Like that. And then pathwise, that. Go straight. That can tie into there, just let people walk through again. All about just getting people walking. Path behind there as well. As the more people that can walk, the less they drive, which is always a useful thing. They're going to go like that. And then the good old forest brush is going to come out. Yeah, a little bit smaller, a little bit stronger. And it's just going to go around there like that. Ta-dum. So that is a new housing area, new elder care centre, which does need a little bit more. I mean, it's not like they're going to be playing cricket and what have you in here, is it? What have we got? Let's have a little look. Probably not all of that. See, I've slowly been gathering a range of decals for different things, really, just to see what I can do. Let's build something with this over here. Now what I'd like to put here is a proper park, but of course you can't because there's no road. So instead what I'm going to do is fake it, so to speak. So I do that, go into our landscaping for a couple of trees. Tree with leaves. Well, that's better than a dead one, I suppose. Tree with leaves like that. Props, planters. See, I was looking at using a lot of these planters out the front. The main drawback with it was, in the UK, if you put stuff like this down near a school, it wouldn't live very long. Because the little hooligans would take great delight in feeding it to each other. Or at least I did when I was younger. Anyway, never mind. I think the statute of limitations has run out on that. So, yeah. So there we are, just a few little... just somewhere else to sit and admire the surroundings, so to speak. Yeah, that'll do. Right, commercial. This is one I can't put off much longer. This road here is going to be another way into the town. I'm still sticking with this colour scheme for now. So let's make that a little bit longer. And it's then... I do wish it wouldn't scroll just because you happen to be over something. Never mind. This is going to come around here like that. And carry on at a decent length as well. So that's that. Now, what we've actually got in the area of the world this is based on is here there is a honking great distribution centre. And I'm going to do something fairly similar. Though we are going to do it with some slightly different roads, I feel. Yeah, what we need is... well, I'll say... what's actually needed is 2 roads that will get you in and out. If I had this colour style but without parking, I'd be very happy. Yeah, no, fair enough. Back to normal roads. Oh, that one. That one. Yeah, that, and I'll turn the parking off. So that's going to come out to there. We are then going to go into one way, and it's going to go that way, and then I'm going to come over here, and it's going to go that way. This facility is going to get built in later. I'm basically just road framing it at the moment. And then obviously running out of money in the process. Yeah, we are making money, so I can just let this run for a bit. What do I do? Ding ding. Speed that up slightly. There we are. Now that's going to be an industrial centre. I'm also going to have another little road off here near it. There, I think, will come out. That's eventually going to have a big fire station put on it. Now all this side here is going to be housing still, which is useful, and then at some point down here a road will spur off and we'll head over to the other highway intersection. So not everything is coming this way. But yeah, so right. Down the front of this there isn't going to be much of anything. There are going to be some car parks dotted around the back of it, and I'm going to put some fencing in. Although obviously fencing costs money, but never mind. Love the oil industry fence. Really is my go-to for I need security fencing of some description for whatever I'm doing. And yeah, I'm not going to put car parking right up against that. I'm going to leave a little bit of space to the road as well. Yeah, that's going to come out the back. The car parking is going to be out the back. I think is how we shall do this. I'm going to come in here. This is going to come over here. Again, I want to leave space for car parking there. This can come out all the way up here like so. Right. That's a distribution warehouse location. What I'm going to end up doing there is putting in warehousing and postal services and other bits and pieces that would benefit from it's a little bit being isolated. That one's not too bad. And then we go back into road. And we go back into the normal road. And then down here we're going to have another road off this side. And this one is not going to connect over here. It probably could, but it's not going to connect via road. It'll connect via footpath, is how I'm thinking of doing that. So what I'm going to do is start there. There's not going to be houses along this part of the road up here. Instead, what we're going to have is, again, wait for the money to come back in. Actually, done. Right. I use the loans quite a lot in this. I don't see really why you wouldn't. And yeah, that's going to come across there. What I'm going to do is work out how I zone that so that it doesn't all go onto the front. I would like more along there, but I don't want them. So what I'm going to do is that. That can come out there, a little bit of a hammerhead. Don't mind having that as a bit of a loop. And then we'll do that as if that used to connect but no longer does. Right. Water, which is obviously the next thing all of this is going to need. I can go there. Typically one pipe won't do it in the area, but never mind. I can go into here, and while I'm at it, I'll do the warehouse. Come out there because there's not going to be houses above it. And this area here, I think I will put some shops in, or I might leave that for over there. The thing is, I've got the commercial demand now, so yeah, I think I'm going to turn this into a retail area. I'm going to do that now. That's the fire station road. I'm not using that for anything else. So I'm going to bring a road to there. Like that. Now, so it's going to be the larger fire station, so it's going to need a bit of space. And then this is going to be some sort of retail area. Probably quite a simple one to start with, but there we go. I shall run that there, there, and well, might as well run this one along the road here. There will be stuff this side. I've just not quite decided what yet. So, can't put the retail in until the accommodation's grown in, because that's what I need to get things to go past. So here, Ringlestone is going to extend to include that bit, like so. Housing demand is now, needless to say, dropped off to virtually zero. Now I've started doing this, but there we go. I'll leave that for a little park. I don't think I will. I'll leave that bit there for a little park. I'll just make it look a bit nicer. What have we got? Let's see, what can we fit in there? Could actually fit one of those. They're quite nice parks. And the beauty of this is this one. You can bring pathways through like that. Come out of there and we'll just bring that to there as well. And because I can, to there, like that. Straight, that can be a path. That can be a path. And that can be a path. And I'm going to do one there as well. Like that. See, I've got people wanting to move in, and it's spurned on a little bit more demand, so I'm now going to come in here and go like this. And I'm not too bothered at the moment if I do get corner plots. Yeah, all of that is going to be housing. Although I dare say some of that might not work brilliantly. That can all be housing. I might put some more parks over there. That can all be housing. Now I do want some shops, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them here, like that. So hopefully we might get a few little shops spring up. We'll see what we can do, and possibly I'll end up fencing off the back of it. I know what I like here is chip shops and stuff like that. Right, so what I'm going to need to do is remove that, because I'm going to need to make myself a a little stile I can put in here to do commercial stuff. Touches that road edge, we should be alright. That. And ooh, I've got people moaning they've got no water. Duh! I forgot to put a water pipe in up there. Someone's actually abandoned because I forgot to do that. I'll kill that. Yeah. Just make sure that's not all zoned up properly either. Never mind. We'll be in a minute. Well, some of the houses in there looked a little bit weird. As does that one. But there we go. So that'll get rid of the strange ones. We're going to come down here and then let's have a quick pause while I put together a style. That's what we've got here. LP UK. Old retail. Old retail because I don't necessarily want all of the newer stuff that can come up in here. So UK, what have we got? Abandoned shops. Just check we are in this one. I'm going to have the abandoned shops. I quite like that. Something like that. There's a lot of pubs. Chicken laundrette. These little terrace shops. I'm not sure how to use these wall-to-wall ones. So that's that. So I'm in retail. There's lots of retail stuff in here, although it's a bit... Yeah, not very keen on that. What else have we got in here in lower density shopping? American Nails, another takeaway. Another takeaway. Don't like that little burger store. We've got those elsewhere. Brick commercial, yeah, not too sure on those. Camden Fish, that'll do. Car wash, no. Cafe, don't want big hotels. Wine shop, cinema, definitely not. It's far too big. Deli, no. Fries, no. Game shops, no. What I'm after is stuff that looks like it's been here for ages. What have we got? I'll find something I like the look of in here. Quite like that one actually. couple of restaurants. Probably not for this area here. There's all the big retail ones, which is from a collection somewhere. Shake it, never heard of. Shops. Yeah, I see. I've got some UK themed stuff in here, but I don't seem to have that many shops. So this is probably why some of the other areas are all getting a bit repetitive with every pub in existence. Here we are. Terrace shop, newsagents, Sainsbury's will have one of those. Subway, mini Tesco's, bargain booze, Coral definitely, Greg's without a doubt we want Greg's. Lloyd's, Londis, yeah, why not? Hey, chip shop. Like chip shops, post office, Poundland, Premier, yeah. Subway, yeah, that'll do. So what I'm then going to do is go into that. Styles. UK old retail. There we are. Save. That'll do. And hopefully when this kicks off, we'll start to get some shops building in, which should look reasonable. So there, a little bit more industrial demand kicking in. I might put one or two little industrial units at the back here. We shall have to wait and see. How's the elder care going? Let's see, the elder care is doing quite nicely. I could do with the childcare centre somewhere. If there's space. Well, I don't really want to put it next to the big school area. I want a childcare centre, but I'm going to put it somewhere else. I'm not sure where. A bit further over, maybe. Over here you've got some houses despawning. I suspect it's because I've just made that change to their little policy area. Show me the areas, which is that one. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm quite happy here. I've now got the demand back down to manageable levels. A couple of other things I've done. I've put in a foot and cycle bridge over here, which is being used surprisingly quite a lot. Some of the other pathways around here, there's a lot of people quite willing to walk. Yep, I'm driving around here. How's the traffic looking? It's always a good measure. 81%. See, to say how disorganised this area is, 81% is not too bad. The issues are really this junction a little bit, that one sometimes, and down here. This is going to have to become a roundabout at some point. Doesn't need to be a very big one, actually. Yeah, I've probably got the money to do this. Let's just do this now. Go into here, take off the traffic view. Right. Goodbye roads. What I'm going to do now... It's just occurred to me I didn't need to do that. No, never mind. Yeah. So I'm going to take that. Well, what I need to do, I'm going to take the rural roads, because I'm going to build this by hand. So it just occurred to me I've got Roundabout Builder installed. I could have just done it with that. But never mind. I'll do that there, that there, that there. And that one is going to come out. I'll leave that one. Right. So, what I want is 4. Turn road guidelines off so it doesn't start snapping to things I don't want it to. I've got that. I'm going to take that out. 4. And then, because if we don't, when I link the other roads in, this will destroy it. I'm going to do that. I'm then going to go... don't really need the asymmetric roads anymore. Or shouldn't do. What I'm going to do is bring that into there. That is going to... Yeah. quite going to do what I want to do. What I want it to do is there. Should work quite nicely when the rest of it sorts itself out. And then we are going to... that one I will leave as the asymmetric. Just because of the sheer amount of traffic that comes down there, really. And then I'll have to sort the node out in the middle. Roundabout roads. Only need a 2-lane roundabout road will do. That'll do. That bit. That bit. That bit. Then I can go in, delete all of that. That bit and that bit. And that bit. Now what I'm also going to do, because this will make life a little bit simpler. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid doing, but never mind. So what I'm now going to have to do is go in and rebuild things. The game, it hates actually roundabouts. There's no two way about it. I mean, what I was trying to do there was to avoid having too many nodes next to each other. So, ding, ding. Yes, anyway, never mind. And probably get rid of that, and redraw it. Redraw it all. I've got one side that worked, so I shall be able to leave that. Right, and then again, like that. That. Ah, dear. Right. That'll do. Right. Grab that again. Let's see all of that. I'm going to have to move some other bits. Right, there we go. That's the roundabout in. Like so. That bit of power line's going to go. Replaced with one that runs there, like that. And then that. That and that. Right. It runs, see how that works. With a bit of luck that'll work a little bit better. That'll once it's freed itself up a little bit. It may need an extra lane going on. I might have to take that up to 3. Yeah, I think I'll take that up to 3. That one is the one I want. Take it up to 3. Just because of the number of lanes coming into it in a few places. So yeah, that should work. And hopefully that will assist significantly with the traffic in that area there. Somewhere is moaning it doesn't have power. I'm going to guess possibly over here. Yes, funnily enough. These over here don't have power yet because things haven't spawned in properly. Always annoying when that happens. Because basically I'm going to be forced to do that to start with. I can get rid of that later, I'm not too bothered. You see, so we get these nice corner semi-detached houses which look rather nice. There's Uncle Joe's General Store. Yes. A poundland. Amazing value every day, as long as you don't mind things costing more than £1. Yeah, anyway, that's just the UK as it currently stands. So yeah, that is going to be about it for the structure of things. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start adding a little bit more detail to this as this runs, and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Yeah, and while this runs, I mean, this isn't really based on any specific location now in terms of the detailing. This is just the sort of thing I've grown up seeing, like little railings alongside pathways, sort of overgrown bits and pieces where people have tried to hide things using bushes and what have you. So I just thought I'm just going to drop some of this in and then fill in various gaps using the forestry brush. Stick in a few more pathways, a couple of little parks here and there, just to help hide things as we get areas ready for the next stage. So here we have the industrial sort of park area. It's going to be a distribution warehouse, sort of playing around with some barriers, little porter cabin for the way in, a few railings, a little bit of paving, and then just adding some bins, putting a little bit of parking in, little plaza, some public toilets and what have you. Yeah, I think it looks alright. Anyway, it's comments welcome anyway, let's say. Okay, right, back. I think for now that'll do. Yeah, left the game running to build up a little bit more cash while that was going. We've exhausted the commercial demand, which is why that stopped. We do have a little bit more space for housing. And actually, I'm going to zone all of that as housing as well, because this isn't going to come this further this way. This is just a little block on its own. And we're going to change that to Longwell. Longwell Parade. So there we are. That's the little shopping centre there. For what good it'll do. Don't know what I'm going to put around there. Got a park. What are we doing? How is land value doing here? See, land value over here is now getting very good. There's plenty of services knocking about. Over here, less so. Although I do just want to have a little look about dropping in, and it will fit. So it's going in a post office there, which is rather nice. And what this actually needs, I'm really, really, really pleased I found these. I've been trying to find pavement decals for an absolute age. Oh, there's slightly larger ones. Oh! Yes, I've been trying to find pavement decals for an age. And I finally found some. You may have noticed elsewhere where I've put in pathways and things that have got a larger version of that. Big pavement, yeah. Yeah, I've put in versions of sort of ploppable pavements and things, and where you put in pathways, it never quite works. You always end up with weird little artifacts around the edges, which I've been trying to avoid. Whereas this is what I've been after for a very long time, and while rummaging around I finally found some, and then probably forgot the name of it. SKF theme decal pavement, and what you can do with it is stuff like this, and you just drop it in around. It's really good because you get a lot of these buildings don't have a ground texture, which I think is really good in some ways, because it means they will sit on whatever ground texture you put under them. Of course, in other ways, what it means is you end up with buildings sitting on grass, unless you can do this. A little bit more there. Try and get that roughly the right way around, and just do that. And there we are. You see, post office now sitting on pavement. Yeah, there's a few little tears in it here and there. I'm not that bothered. There we go. Oh, we're running low on power and low on water. So before we finished for the day, we shall see what we can do. Can we stick another wind turbine in? I'm not normally a big one for using wind turbines. I tend to find they're a tad unreliable. See, this is all farmland down here, so I'm a bit loath to use it. And this is all going to be town centre, so I'm a bit loath to use that. Can't afford anything else, so I might have to drop another one of these in somewhere. Might need more than one. This is part of the problem. I also need water. How's water doing? Water will cope. It's close, but it will cope for a little while yet. So if I drop out, get rid of that, go back into electricity. Because this is electricity shuts down, city stops. Yeah. So we're probably going to put another one over here. 7. See how well that. See if that gets me where I need to be as that kicks in. There we are, starting up. Little bit better, but not brilliant. And then over here, yeah, we're down in. I might be able to get 7 if I put another one there. And then what I'll just do is I'll just drop in some pathways up to those because that looks a bit better. But I do know I am going to have to do something about power fairly urgently, fairly soon. That's a pathway to that. I'm not going to put the cabins in just yet. Where's the other one gone? It's over here somewhere. There we are. So yes, power isn't brilliant. What I'm actually going to do to deal with that is up the budget a little bit. Put it up to about that, see if that helps. And for now I'm going to do the same with water. Not ideal, but if it makes the problem go away, which it has, I will cope with it. So right, there we are. Let's have a little bit of a look around where we've ended up here. And then for today, that'll be it. So yeah, we've got more nice semi-detached houses here. Lots more over here. A little parade of shops, bookstore, and the beginnings of a large distribution centre stroke sort of industrial park. Which might have a few bits and pieces added into it. A nice little security gate and what have you at the entrance. Nobody really needing to go in there as yet. We've gained an elder care centre, and we've gained yet more houses over here. And it's still raining. So, one final look. How is the traffic doing? 73, so there's going to be some snarl up somewhere. Yeah, as usual, this one's quite a snarl up. This is a giveaway. It's not going to be a giveaway much longer, is it? I'm going to have to go into here. That just decals, because I've put a few in there. Get rid of those, and then what we're going to do is stick a time traffic light in. Should help. And what I'm also going to do is upgrade that bit of road there. Yeah, I'll have the joint there to sort out in a bit, but that should help. Traffic from here I don't think is going to have too much of a problem. Let's just... One thing about this game, the number of times you click on something and you discover it hasn't actually clicked on it. So what I'm going to do is just straight that out there a little bit so we have a bit of a gap. That'll do. Right. So now we've got 2 lanes going down there. That should help with this traffic, just to help people get out. What else have we got? Down here. The roundabout's busy, but it's working, which is nice. This is usually the reddest part of the city. So the fact that's working I'm quite pleased about. That gets busy as well. You tend to find what happens is you clear traffic in one area and you create it elsewhere, as now somewhere else becomes the bottleneck. I can cope. Yeah, not far off 6,700 population. It's still quite a small city. This area it will get more traffic. Just the nature of the beast, it'll get more traffic. People will want to commute over to this side, but yeah, I think that's done quite nicely. Yes, I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much and goodbye. As usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, upticks, amusing insults, everything like that, more than welcome. Thank you very much.